This story begins here, at the cross at the end of the road. This is my story, the story of a journey, my journey to the cross. When I was a little girl, we didn't have crosses at our church. We were Jehovah's Witnesses. We believed crosses were a form of idolatry. We didn't think they were beautiful. We just saw the price tag dangling down. The cost? Our immortal souls. The cross was a symbol of selfish and indulgent world. My Native American father saw the cross with understandable hostility. When I was a teenager, I began watching a lot of horror movies. This made the image of the cross even more perplexing to me. The creepy ghouls in these stories would always seethe out the words, "That doesn't work on me anymore," whenever the good guys brandished a cross in self-defense. It only served to make me wonder, who were they trying to convince? Then, in the summer that I turned 15, I moved to northern Idaho. But the most amazing thing about Grangeville was they let me sing in their choir. I couldn't carry a tune in a bucket, but they let me sing. And this made me start to think and whirl around in my head and start to question things and feel things. It was a strange and wonderful time to be alive. It was a strange and wonderful time to be alive, and so different than being with the Jehovah's Witness people. My mother made me promise to never, ever go back to that church again. And I told her that I would stay away. I told her I would stay away from their idolatry and their wickedness and their horrible crosses, that I would be afraid, as I had been taught to be, and to be suspicious. I knew that this would make my mother happy. So I stayed away from that evil cross, but I spent a lot of time at the Cataldo Mission. Who could find fault with this? After all, it was just a beautiful old building. Why did this simple shape cause fear and hostility in others? Then one day, I got very sick, and I stayed sick for a very long time. I stayed in this bleak hospital room for many months, staring at the wall and reading this book from cover to cover. I had many strange dreams and what some might call visions. I saw scenery and sights from my own future, and I saw pictures from my past that I did not know were my own. Why was I filled with so much peace, and where did this happiness come from? I was no longer afraid to die, and I was no longer afraid to live. My journey to the cross had brought me full circle, there and back again.
I have decided to follow Jesus. Though none go with me, still I must follow him. The world behind me, the cross is before me. The world behind me, the cross before me. I have decided to follow Jesus Christ.